Malcolm, right? Okay.
What?
And Andrew Yalmini. These are two students who both spent significant time living in Rome, both with families.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was in Milan, so a little bit different, but more or less the same.
Milan.
So they're going to talk to you about what it's like to be a young person in Italy with young Italian people.
As she said, I'm Andrew.
And I'm Malcolm.
Thanks for joining us. As we see, we have a full crowd here, so...
Quite the crowd.
You know, but...
Like a freaking mob right here.
We'll try not to take too long.
Naturally. Hey, Clout's arrived. Find a seat. Wait. Okay, so real fast, again, just to reintroduce myself, Malcolm Kimberline, I'm a senior. I spent, yeah, please, you're kind of getting in my grill right now. Just for me? Nice. We're in ROTC together, so there's a lot of love, a lot of love to spread around, Anyway, so I'm a senior, so I'm almost out of here, unfortunately. I'm going to be deprived of all you beautiful children, and it's horrible. But anyway, so when I was in high school, I spent a year abroad in northern Italy, in near the city of Genoa, and learned a lot about Italian culture there. I'm not even ethnically Italian, which is funny. I'm German, Polish, Scottish, but anyway, my job right now is to educate you in the Italian ways of drinking, partying, and other things in Italy. And Andrew?
La grande bellezza.
La grande bellezza, sì. Then there are these guys right here, They're my muses. Anyway. Allora, and so, you guys are under our tutelage for the next half hour or so, roughly. Allow us to hit you with some knowledge. This is very serious business. Okay.
Please don't laugh.
Don't laugh. It's a penalty if you guys laugh. Okay. Seriously. All right. So alcohol. Yes, if you guys go on the road program, if you make it to the end of the semester, that's a big if, you will naturally be allowed the privilege of imbibing that awesome thing, alcohol. And it is important to realize that drinking in Italy and in Europe in general is considerably different from drinking here. So here we have quite the culture of binge drinking, just drowning and all that. An ocean of amber, you could say. No, but seriously, so I will say up front that the Italians and Europeans have a perception of American students in general, and how much they drink, and they think that, and they're not wrong when they think that a lot of students in university go to Europe or do foreign exchange programs simply so that they can drink a lot. And it's unfortunately true, and we have a really bad reputation, which is why it's on you guys to bring bring equilibrium, bring balance to the force with regard to alcohol. So we are going to, basically the sum of our instruction is that we're going to show you how Americans differ in drinking, how Italians drink, and how the UD student should drink and compose him or herself, and other stuff too. All right, so we good to go forward? All right, so do you want to handle this one, Andrew? Oh, I can start? All right. All right, so again, this is how typically the picture on the left is usually how Italians view Americans. Please don't be that person. Like, it's going to be tempting, and a lot of you are probably going in fall, which is the party group, so, please don't be that guy or lady. And instead, I would kind of aim for the person to the upper right, kind of balance the alcohol with the tobacco, you know what I mean? It's kind of a good...
Be classy, don't
Be
go
classy,
overboard.
Exactly. The next picture is just the picture of class, it's just like glass, if you will. It's it's good to just study the culture, study how people drink to socialize. I mean, that's kind of how people drink here, is to socialize and to talk about Aristotle and all that fun stuff. that you guys haven't already heard about, obviously. But there's a culture, the culture basically in Europe is to drink and to socialize and to have a good time. It's not meant to drink and get blackout drunk and do all that other fun stuff that Americans are known for. And traveling around Europe, you will run into other American college students who are bragging about how much they drink, and they are, I will say from experience, they make you embarrassed to be American. And I wouldn't ever think that, but it's true. Go ahead.
Come si fa in Italia? Like, how they do in Italy? In America, we view being drunk as like, it's just being young, right? But in Italy, it's quite different. In Italy, you start drinking at a young age, so you should really not be getting drunk, and if you do, you hold it in. Like, you don't go around letting everyone know. You don't go around making a mess of the town. It's really, essentially, they drink. Drinking is part of their culture, so when they drink, they don't drink to become wild, to become crazy. They drink just because it's part of who they are. It's like drinking a glass of milk with dinner for them, right? You know? So, also, number 2, it's strange to drink alone in Italy. That's something you don't do because it's part of the culture. So you don't just sit around, drown yourself in a bottle of wine as much as you would like to, because you are now of legal drinking age. So you can go and buy alcohol, but that's not the point in Italy. The point is to enjoy the alcohol, to enjoy your time. A lot of Italians go out to drink with their friends. It's sort of like, as you get older in America, you go out and drink, have a few drinks with your friends just to enjoy the time, catch up with your friends. And that's essentially what a lot of Italians do. They don't go out and see who can drink the most. They don't go out to see who can get the drunkest.
No snorkeling.
So you really want to make sure that, like, you're essentially be responsible, okay? Don't do something stupid.
Believe me, we'll be covering that in this lecture too.
Yeah, that'll come up later. And also, depending on where you are in Italy, it's a lot different. You go in the south, they're a lot more outgoing, they're a lot louder. You go in the north, they're going to be a lot more reserved. So you have to just understand where you're going. It may be one country, but it's not a united country. Obviously, it's not the United States of Italy, okay?
I mean, it's kind of like here in the States, we have, you know, a different culture in the North versus here in Texas or in the Midwest, which is where I'm from, you know, and it's just like, we all have different opinions of each other. In Italy, it's exactly the same. In fact, I think it's, La Lega del Nord, which is like the North League, which is trying to secede.
We want to get rid of everything south of Florence.
What?
They're not Italians.
They're not Italians, no. Moving on. All right. Okay. So I want you guys to understand that. Yes, Satan. He's hilarious. Yeah. Okay. I want you guys to understand that the University of Dallas student is a very unique breed of creature. He or she is somebody who's educated. You know, it's very unusual for people your age to be, you know, vomiting forth knowledge of Aristotle or Thomas Aquinas. We good?
Okay, so we have to share now.
We have to share. Rats. Okay, so, you know, we have, you know, a lot of the students. So, real quick, who's going in fall? Most of you guys, right? All you people. Who's going in spring? Yeah. Ow! Anyway. That was fun. So, obviously, there's going to be there's a hodgepodge of people. You know, there are the nerds, there are the jocks, there are the monks and nuns in training, there are the crazy people, you know, those people. What I'm saying is, like, you guys are going to run to other American college students, and they're not going to understand exactly what you are. You know, it's just like I have a lot of tales of arguing with feminists about Nietzsche and public spots. Yeah, that was fun. It was a lot of fun, actually. But yeah, and so just be aware of who you are, but actually, more importantly, be aware of who you represent, because you guys do represent our school, and you guys are going to be across the ocean, you're going to be in a foreign land. You know, project yourself well, conduct yourself well. You guys don't have to make a mess of yourself. Just remember that it's beyond you. It also reflects on our school. It involves our whole foreign exchange program. Don't do dumb, as they say in the military. Don't do stupid stuff, because then you get in trouble and you get a lot of fines, and then that just reflects poorly on your school, and then that will honestly impact the class that comes after you, because in a lot of the school trips they have a lot of late curfews, mainly because students before us did dumb stuff and we lost the ability to stay out. So don't be stupid. Remember who you represent. It's bigger than you guys. Have fun, and I trust you guys to have fun because you guys are intelligent, obviously, because you're here, but don't do dumb. All right, so yeah, do you want to handle this one?
Okay, so Cultura della Festa in Italy is very different than it is here, obviously, as we went over briefly earlier. Here, you have college parties, you all get crazy, blah, 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 blah. In Italy, it's more so different. They don't really have the college atmosphere that we have. When they go to college, they stay living with their parents, okay? So a lot of them, obviously, live with their parents, so they're not going to go out and party like college students do every night. So a lot of times they go out to drink. So what you want to do, in my opinion, what you want to do is you want to go out to Rome, you want to enjoy the culture, you should go to local bars. Don't go to the typical American bars that everyone goes to, that everyone speaks English at. You're not going to meet anyone, you're not going to learn anything, you're not going to learn about the Italians. So after this, we have some places you need to go in Italy, but go to the local places. Like, don't be afraid to get out. Don't be afraid to immerse yourself in their culture. Like we said, don't be stupid about it. That's not hard. You guys are all smart. You know how not to be stupid, right?
Most of you.
Just be smart. That's how you not be stupid. But they enjoy when they go out, they enjoy it. They don't do it to forget stuff. They don't do it, for whatever reason. They go out solely for the purpose of enjoying the company of others. They go out to meet other people. So just immerse yourself.
Immerse yourself, learn the Italian ways. Have fun, but be responsible. It's kind of not unlike what you learn here, but times 10 in a sense. All right, so the difference between Italy and the United States. Okay, so we've kind of already covered this. Most of the Americans drink to get drunk, and that's not, again, how it's done in Italy. The Italians drink to relax and to have fun, and also to socialize. So just keep that in mind when you're going out on the town. You guys will be able to go out and have drinks during the class trips, but you'll also be drinking on your long weekends. Obviously, you guys will probably be going to different countries where the culture might be a little bit different, but at the same time, it's just good to have this standard and to meet this standard. Just remember that. So I will just say, bottom line up front, that the drinking culture in the United States is pretty bad. It's bizarre, it's bad. Don't go on this program acting like Americans, and I actually mean that, because I've met a lot of American students who I just did not like being around at all. All right, so
you have your typical frat boy there.
Typical frat boy on the
left.
left. You have James Joyce in the middle, obviously. Yeah, that represents the UD student.
And that's actually Giorgio Armani right there on the right, in case you guys are wondering.
So what we're going for, we read from left to right. So we want these two guys. We want to blend Joyce with him. Who's it again?
Armani.
Armani.
We're saying, okay.
The intellect with the fashion, and then forget all this garbage. So the important thing is that, this, again, echoes about what you represent as a school. You're kind of bringing this literary, old school intellectual tradition of the United States, and you're blending it with Europe. So again, this kind of builds on your uniqueness as a UD student. Again, not to beat a dead horse to death, you're going to be running into these guys a lot, in Florence, in Rome, in Venice, and you will shun them, hopefully.
But you may be one of them.
You also may be one of them, so look to your left, look to your right. One of those guys is that guy.
I mean, no matter, okay, you guys may want to think, okay, when I go over there, I want to blend in with the Italians. Italians, no matter what, know you're an American,
This is true.
okay? I guarantee you, they know you're not Italian. Unless you spit out some Italian rhymes or some Fedez rap, I don't know, they're gonna think you're American. So just, like we said, be yourself, immerse yourself, but don't try to be Italians, because that does bug them. If you try to be an Italian when you're not.
Real fast, who here is in Italian, like an Italian course? Hands up.
A little bit higher.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I'm in an Italian course. No, it's like, crap, I can't see you guys. No, okay, really learn that stuff, because it's handy, and it's fun, and obviously you're not going to learn the best Italian here at school. You're going to go and practice it in Italy. I mean, you guys are even going to go to Greece, and you guys are going to be given a little pamphlet with Greek phrases, and you practice that. You practice it with the locals, they will think you speak Greek, and it's awesome. But yeah, no, definitely learn the Italian. It will help you guys make your experience a lot more fun.
Even if you know just one word, they'll be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
They tried to learn my language. And they love you, okay, after that.
They will love you. They will smother you with affection. Anyway. Who's that guy? Shucks. Yeah. All right, so do you want to tackle this one? All right, so obviously there are places where they have a lot of holidays. The party culture is different. This is some weird guy in his high school years, you know, when he was studying abroad in Italy. I don't know who he is. I don't know. Is it me? Why do you want to know who the girl is? Anyway, that's a shuma party. That's a foam party. You go there and you get, you know, they spill foam all over the place and it's great. That was on the 4th of July.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Just, you know, don't trip or slip. You know, it's kind of hard. And don't drown too. But yeah, so they will have a lot of different holidays, and sometimes, and this is actually important, some holidays they take their holidays a lot more seriously than we do here, and they will sometimes shut down all the transport, as I learned in Syracuse once, and that was not fun. But you know, so you know, it's good to examine the calendars, figure out what holidays are happening. You know, if you guys want to go out during Carnival or I don't know, like, what are some other holidays, major holidays?
Okay, no matter what anyone tells you, Italy is run by the Pope.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
The president is just a figurehead. The prime minister is just kind of
a mere pawn.
voted in by a bunch of unknown people.
So yeah. No,
So-
yeah, and take advantage of these holidays. They're fun. You go out, you have a good time. You know, good stuff, you know.
And so most of their holidays are religious ones. Like you go to Milan,
Yeah.
December 8th, December 7th. They just celebrate those days. They shut down the city. So I would recommend going to Milan, everyone, in December. Okay? Don't
Oh, yeah.
disappoint me. I will ask you when you get back.
Yeah, go to Milan. Moving up the ladder. Okay, here we go. We're getting into the real interesting stuff. All right, so the Italian men will just, you know. Yeah, exactly, as he did it. So, I mean, and they're great. They're nice. They're not, unless you go to Naples, they're really nice guys.
They're nice. The farther south you get, the weirder they get, okay?
This is
So
true.
warning. Us in Milan, we're nice.
Okay.
You get down to Rome, they're kind of weird. You get down to Napoli, don't talk to them. I'm just saying.
Okay, again, this kind of builds into what we've talked about involving like making a noise, being American, and just like making a lot of ruckus. It's like they love Italians, you know, regardless of stereotypes of Americans, they love foreigners, especially Americans, weirdly enough. But if you guys take the how do I put it? If you guys emphasize the uniqueness of UD students and you guys show that you're interested in your culture and that you're not there to get drunk and that you actually have stuff to talk about, you know, they honestly will find you very interesting and you will make a lot of friends. And then you have friends in Italy, and that's
Know
kind of the best
about
thing.
American pop culture.
This is
and
true.
they'll ask you all about it because they want to know what's really true.
Yeah, if you're homeschooled, or we're homeschooled, you have your work
Study a
cut out
little
for
bit.
you. Yes, brush up a little
I
bit.
was homeschooled, so I can say that.
Yeah, I was homeschooled too. So, you know. But yeah. Okay, so, and then we're about to get into the 3 differences between the zones of Italy. So, okay, so these are the once upon a time, these were the Italians of North Italy. So, Northern Italians are a lot more, and I live there, so I know for a fact that they're usually more conservative, they're more distant, they're a little colder. You know, they aren't so physically affectionate. They, you know, they're not so, they will approach you, but they're not so, they don't, you know, they're not going to show you immediate affection. You know, they're closer to places like Germany and Switzerland, so.
They have too much to worry about to really
Yeah,
care about
you
you
know.
guys. I know that sounds mean, but like in Rome, they don't really work. They got
This is true.
a lot of nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
In Milan, they work, so they got a lot to worry about. So you go to Milan, if you think the Italians are being cold, it's really just because they're late for a meeting
Yeah.
or dinner.
Or they didn't get their
something.
espresso in the morning, you know. It's
Yeah,
the usual
exactly.
thing.
Something ridiculous, but they're
Yeah.
still willing to help you. If you're stuck and lost in Torino, you can stop one and they'll help you out. Look for an old lady; they'll generally like walk you there or something.
Yeah, you know.
Stop a man in a business suit. He's
Yeah.
probably
No,
just gonna ignore you.
I have a theory that guardian angels actually live in Milan and they dress as Italian bankers. Like
True.
That's, I can attest to this. Yeah. No. It's a labyrinth down there. Anyway, so if you're in Rodriguez's class, Nussmeier's class, Forte's class, really, you know, don't skip any more classes. Actually brush up on that Italian. It will help. Okay, so Central Italians. They're usually really busy. They're kind of similar to Americans on the East Coast, you know. They're always going places, you know. They're just kind of like, they're just kind of zipping around. They're used to American tourists. So this is, obviously you guys are near Rome. This is an opportunity for you guys to shine as not regular Americans. Do you have anything? That's mostly what Central Italians are like.
I mean, Romans get like, I think Rome gets about 20 to 25 million tourists a year.
It's a lot of tourists.
So you're one of 25 million.
Yeah, it's your big chance to be different.
They'll still engage you. They're different than the Northerners, like we said. But, you know, just stay out of their way. Don't, like, block the metro from closing because that
Yeah.
really pisses them off.
Don't be that guy.
Buy your metro tickets.
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah.
pretty, trust me.
Yeah.
Buy your train tickets. They don't like that either, especially because you look American and they know to get you
Yeah.
because you actually follow the rules.
This is true. Moving down the ladder. Okay, so then we have the Southern Italians. Now these people are,
Affectionate.
yes, they're affectionate. You know, some of us were actually given affection when we were young, Andrew. So yeah, so they're very affectionate. They will usually, if they get to know you, they will physically, you know, they'll physically touch you, and it's not, you know, it's not a bad thing. It might kind of freak you out at first, but like they honestly, for the most part, don't mean you any harm, for the most part. They love foreigners, especially Americans. They also eat a lot. Like, if you go to a Southern Italian restaurant, they will, like, give you so much food to eat. And
They'll
it's the
drown
best
you
thing.
in fish.
Yeah, fish.
And also the Southerners.
Yes. Also the Southerners.
Oh, the Southerners, all they do is sit around, eat, and drink coffee. So if you want a nice, relaxing weekend.
So they're kind of like UD students in a way, you know.
Yeah, they smoke a lot too. So.
They also smoke a lot, you know what I mean? It's good stuff.
But okay, you have to also be careful in some parts of southern Italy.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. Is that it? Okay, so real fast. All right, so who here has heard of Rome goggles?
Everyone raise your hand, please.
Everybody raise your hand. Come on. Okay,
lie.
so quite a few of you people have heard that when you're in this gorgeous country and you're in this little narrow campus, this microcosm of the University of Dallas, and there are all these potential soulmates and all that fun stuff. And you're studying, the beauty, Aristotle's beauty and all that fun, great stuff. You know what I'm talking about, Andrew. So, all right, long story short, you may find people and then little funny romances start up and then it gets awkward and you have to become a huge burden to everybody else and it's great, Anyway, so, sometimes fights occur, just duelings. Anyway, so honestly, it's, I have to kind of a tightrope walk right here, but if you go out, you might meet some really pretty Italian girl. I'm talking to the dudes, and yeah.
The Italian men are ugly, let's be honest.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're greasy. They're really greasy. I mean,
just the Romans. We're talking about the Romans here.
My mother in the 60s, or was it 70s, she was in Italy at one point, and these two Italian soldiers were actually chasing after her and her friend and catcalling, and she ended up beating them up with a loaf of bread, like baguette.
Hey, they're all mama's boys.
Yeah.
They easily scare
Mommy
off,
is
okay?
mom. Yeah. So, no, but it's just like, you know, you go out, don't, you know, just kind of like, you know, just think like, just think, you know, what was the Divine Comedy written on? You know, Chaucer's Tales, all that, well, you know, the Canterbury Tales. It's like, you know, it's just like there's some elements of, you know, romance there. So, you know, go out and be the warrior of your own epic poem here and there. Anyway, do we really want to go there? We'll let them find out for themselves. No, we don't. Anyway, but I will say this. Okay, the best thing, and this is just my little pearl of wisdom for you young dudes, is that the best way to talk to an Italian lady is you brush up on your Italian, right? You slither up and... No. The best part is that you purposefully do not buy a lighter, and then you pack up a pipe, and you say, avete un incendino, meaning, do you have a lighter? You know, and it might be this, you know, 25-year-old lady from Naples with a nose piercing and a fitted leather jacket, and then you will wow her with your knowledge of medieval Crusader history, and you take it from there, you know what I mean? Yeah, and then something like that happens. So where are we going? Okay, this is your area of expertise.
Okay, how many of you guys want to go to clubs when you're in Italy?
Be honest.
Raise your hand a little bit higher. Don't leave it down. That's kind of sad.
The nerds party the hardest, especially the seminarian guys, you know.
Okay, true. Even being from Milan, I have to acknowledge Rome has some of the best discoteche, as they're called in Italy.
Discoteche.
And these are the top 10 discoteche, in our opinions, in Rome. I can't remember which ones, but 3 or 4 of these have like free ladies' night on Friday or something. Sorry, guys, Italians don't ever let you in free, okay?
Yeah, this is true.
For a reason. My favorite clubs out of these, I would say, is Goa Club. It's a great club. I think that's the one that's open until 5. Don't stay
the
till
Piper
5.
Club. I never noticed that one before.
Piper Club is a good one. Animal Social Club is also probably one of the best clubs in Italy. I think it's only like 15 euros to get in. Okay, you may think that's a lot, but it's not.
It's
a
not.
lot of clubs in Europe are like 20 euros to get in. Okay, then you get like 1 free drink, maybe if you're lucky, if you look sad and American. They give you a free drink.
Don't look sad and don't look American. Too easy. What?
Or you could do that.
Do that.
But just try to visit some of these clubs, but be responsible. Go with a friend. Unless you speak Italian, I don't recommend going alone because sometimes they'll say stuff and you're like, oh my gosh, see. And then like, you have no idea. They don't punch you. You have no idea what they're doing. They're going to get like 8 more drinks and you're like, oh my gosh.
You know, if a man punches you, I mean, he'll probably break his wrist.
Yeah,
If a woman punches you, you're in real
don't punch
trouble.
you in Italy, okay? Don't worry about that. Just be responsible. Go with a friend. Also know how to get back to campus. You don't want to get stuck in Rome at 5 a.m. It's not the prettiest place in the world to get stuck, okay? There are a lot of gypsies there.
I mean, and if that does happen, spend a night in St. Peter's Square.
Correct.
You know, don't be that guy. But I mean, get back on time. No, but for real. Okay, seriously though, get back on time. Know where the metro is. Don't be spending way too much time outside late. It's not worth it. You'll get in trouble. You'll get fines. It's not fun. So be responsible. I mean, you guys will be getting a lot of meetings. You guys will be getting a lot of classes on protocol in Rome, but this is really important. I know it's tempting to have a lot of fun and just like do stupid stuff, but again, don't do that. Which is why we're moving on to the next one. All right, so I will say, be safe. Yeah, be safe. No, but so little story. So this was my first long weekend, right? We were a couple of my friends and I were looking at cheap flights, and we're like, okay. We went to Sicily. Great place.
Mistake. The mafia.
No, but for real, okay, 2 things. First off, Sicily really is a beautiful place. If you guys go there, it is an awesome place. There's a lot of history there. It's gorgeous. The people are, in general, really nice. But my friends and I went to a hostel. We woke up early the next morning. So this is early. This is like 8 8 o'clock in the morning, sorry, military hours. 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock, we had some quick breakfast, and we went exploring, right? Fun. And one of my friends has a brilliant idea of saying a prayer for safety in a church, right? We get into the entrance, and a couple of gypsies jump us. No joke. No, it was freaky. Like, we had no idea what was happening.
Gypsies are real.
Gypsies are real. And
will
they
jump
don't.
you.
It's not crystal balls, no dancing bears, no. Like, they will attack you, and they will pull your wallet out, which is secured only with a pocket watch, you know, with a little chain, you know. They'll break it, and before too long, you guys have a massive punch-up in the vestibule of a church. Of course, if you're smart and you have a 3-to-1 ratio, you will probably win that fight, which is exactly what we did, and we drove them out the front of the church. And they ran off, and it was great. And we spent a while trying to calm down. Don't call the Italian police in Sicily because they won't pick up.
They're useless.
We tried that, didn't work. Okay, fun story. We thought we were like the coolest people for like a week, but like, for real though, don't go places unless you are really confident and you're Italian, you're really confident in the culture, et cetera, don't travel alone. Travel with friends, especially girls. You know, and I know it's all fun and games. This is a great, you know, we're having fun with this presentation, but I am being really serious right now. Stuff can happen. Anything can happen, probably will. So go with friends. Don't do stupid stuff. Like, for example, if you think an idea is bad, don't do it. It may make for a fun story, but then people will ask you, why'd you do that? And you're like, oh, we're just looking for an adventure. That's not a good reason to have that kind of story. You know, if you hear about a district, you know, like that's like, I don't know, like don't go drinking after hours. Don't go to places that you know are bad parts of the neighborhood because you might honestly not be that lucky. You know, and then it's embarrassing and it's not fun. One of you guys could get hurt, and then again, it impacts later classes. Don't get me wrong, this program is awesome, and you will learn a lot, and you will have a lot of fun. You'll have stories you'll never forget, but be safe. And I am being 100% serious on that. You have anything on that?
Also, know where you go. Okay, like
Yeah.
Malcolm said, obviously Rome is a beautiful place. Italy's a beautiful place, but there are parts of it that you just don't want to go. If
Yeah.
you're walking down a street and no one else is walking down it, it's probably not a safe street. Rome is a busy place.
Also, just like, and this is important too, just be aware of like news of what's going on. For example, if you feel like there's problems, you know, going on in a particular country because of current events. I mean, for example, I guess it was last year, you know, there's the bombings in Paris, you know. It's just like, don't be like, oh, there's a bombing in Paris, let's go to Paris. It's like, maybe not the best idea, you know. Now, obviously, there's danger just about everywhere, you know, and you'll probably be fine, again, if you don't act American and just try to blend in and work hard to avoid stupid situations and don't get drunk, and basically keep in mind what we've been teaching you this entire lecture. It's just like, you guys will probably have a good time, and you guys, again, are very intelligent, and you guys probably know bad situations, or supposedly what would be bad situations. But beyond that, stay safe, go in groups, don't do dumb. Questions? Adela. On school, is there a curfew? Yes, there's a curfew on school trips. So you guys will have a northern Italian trip. You'll have a central Italian trip to Assisi, Umbria, stuff like that, and you'll have the Greece trip. There's a curfew, and that ends at 12, which is a pity, but they've had bad experiences with students doing stupid stuff that was not funny or not fun, and again, it impacted later classes. There will not be a curfew on your long weekends, so by all means, stay up all night, have a blast, but be safe. Anybody? Anybody else? Surely there's some other questions.
We didn't cover that much, guys. Come on.
Any other questions? None?
Okay, well, I would like to add a point. Maybe I'm a little bit jaded because my family's from Milan, but when you go south of Rome, be careful because there is actually a mafia in Italy, in case you didn't know that. And certain places, if you like see old ladies freaking out when you start walking up some street, don't go up that street. You don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Napoli and Sicily especially, they're actually run by the mafia. If you think I'm kidding, that's fine. But I'm not.
I mean, you can brush up on your crime families. I mean, the Camorra runs Naples, Drangheta runs Calabria, Sicily runs Sicily is run by the mafia. Yeah. Cosa Nostra runs Puglia, right? Am I right on that one? Yeah. Yeah, fun stuff. But anyway, long story short, just be safe, have fun. And here's the funny thing. Obviously, be safe, but honestly, have fun too. Don't stay in your rooms and study, you know, because that's not the point.
GPA can always be given up for adoption, raised by someone else. Don't worry about it.
It's not exactly the approach I was going for, but yes. No, but yeah. So seriously, any other questions? Anything? None.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Porte cazzone con un stemma a rete, una cupolella che vi si era alzata, passa scampanianna pattuleta.